Alright, apparently, while I was at my kitty sitting job, there was an update that shortened the length of the levels, so let's check that out really quick. So apparently, the levels were only shortened in standard mode. I guess to balance out the fact that you're playing permadeath this way instead of being able to continue whenever you want and have infinite lives and stuff. Alright, so let's see how the runs feel now. I could get through this game pretty quickly, so the length didn't bother me that much. It was mostly just when you got to deep bursts and stuff, it felt very excessively long. Well, I'm getting really crappy salvage rewards. Should have some core points from those two pieces by now, but nope. Wow, these are some real crap choices. I'm tempted to just reset this run. That's some real junk. Well, that's worth taking, and that's not. Apparently shops are supposed to appear more often too, so let's play this one out and see what happens. Said they lowered the level length by 1/3. Oh yeah, it's definitely shorter. Let's see how it impacts the other levels. Unfortunately, no shop. Alright, got the worst level. Let's see. How much does just shortening the level without actually changing any of the level chunks, or the problems with this level in general, how much does just shortening the length of it fix the issue at all? I love the music here, so it's ironic that I complain about it so much. City Fires. He's a damn good musician. I really like the fusion between chiptunes and, like, I wouldn't really call it modern game music, because modern game music is generally just, feels like they just rip it off those epic music compilations on YouTube. But, like, you know, 16 to 32-bit era music. It's more specifically 32-bit. Soundtrack is actually already available. What's pretty cool is that he's made the soundtrack available, but it will change, get updated as the game progresses. Not all the tracks are done yet. First game was the same way. This boss still sucks. Getting a little bit better at that boss. Man, what is with these crap choices, man? This is a really crappy seed. That's like the only thing I could even take, really. Alright, well that's good at least. That's something. This level still sucks. Like always. Too slow-paced. I hate this level. Why is it so slow? I don't get why 20XX and 30XX both have levels like this, but this is way worse than Agni Sword. Agni Sword was a lot like this too, but it's a lot less obnoxious than this is. Just crap luck all around. You know, let's just reset this run. I hate that level so much. It's just not fun. It's just actively frustrating and annoying. It was probably near the end of the level too, but there's no way I was going to clear it like that. That's the problem. I hope that as the game progresses, they'll just make that damn level longer. I don't want to be immature and say remove it, but I would not mind if it was removed, but obviously that's not something that's going to happen. I think just making it more open and less slow-paced, allowing you to play at the pace that you want to, which is what the rest of this game is really great at. You go a really long way. It's always the worst part of every run I've done, and I've played this countless times. I was in the closed alpha, so I've had my time with this game prior to release. Yeah, that might help. I'll take it for now. Alright, I'm just gonna take the 4 points for that. I think I know how that item works, but I don't feel like testing it right now. Junk. being stingy with the double jumps. 2 Korogs, no mobility. They always had my grievances with the first game too, and a lot of them got fixed over time. Chris and his team, I think that they do the best. They're the best example of early access where it actually makes sense to do it. And they actually listen to the community and they don't bail or ghost or anything like that. I definitely have bought my fair share of early access games where they ghost, or Skull is a good example. Skull is a very good game, don't get me wrong, but I feel like almost all the complaints and grievances people have with it are a result of them just dumping it out of early access with half of the rest of the game. They literally just added the second half of the game and they didn't bother to add it piecemeal like what they do with this, so, you know, people have grievances or there's balancing issues or something, or pacing issues, and they can fix them as they go so that when this game is fully released in however long it takes. I don't think it will take as long as last time, at least I assume it won't. They're gonna have a lot less rage reviews. You know, there's definitely something that happened with Skull. Skull's got a lot of real weird balancing issues, like the new bosses and stuff not being fun to fight and unfair. No, these guys, they take a long time to get their games out of early access, but the game is always better off for it. And I think that's the lesser of two evils by far. When the game just gets finished and you don't feel like any of your feedback was even read or cared about or anything, even considered. Boss design is overall better too. I'm not really talking about their movesets, but how they actually look. They actually look like somewhat threatening. There's definitely something else that was weak about 20XX was the fact that the bosses look like random Flash game bosses. It wasn't really a consistent theming to them or anything, they just were kind of there. The fact that pretty much all these bosses except the clock one are humanoid. I guess this one doesn't count either because he's an animal. At least he looks like an animal, but that definitely helps too. It's not like you can't have an interesting boss that's, you know, not humanoid, but for a game like this, it definitely does help. Very similar to how it works in character action games. We all know the best bosses in character action games when you just fight some guy with a sword. Whenever they start to try to do gimmick bosses and stuff, it very rarely pans out well. A good example is, most recently, would be Neo 2. That game's got 2 gimmick bosses, and both of them are awful to the point that nobody ever voluntarily fights them. Generally, especially now that the game is content complete, and there's not going to be any more DLC or anything, people generally only fight those bosses on the first playthrough, and then they never fight them again. On every subsequent playthrough, they just use the completion bar to skip them. You know, they're not really fun to engage with. Have I not had auto charge on this whole time? Guess it was turned off. Not like it really would have helped those couple crap runs I've had lately, but there we go. A lot of people have said now Taka is the best boss in Neo 2, and I think that's because he's just a guy with a sword. Luckily, 30XX's combat is pretty much just Mega Man with a couple extra layers to it, so that helps. I remember when I played through DMC 3 on Switch for that port last year, I just used holy waters to get past Arkham because that boss fight is trash. Okay, I still have not seen a shop. I must be almost done with the second level at this point. Oh yeah, these levels are definitely shorter. Definitely was noticeable here. Alright. Quantum Spook's pretty good. Especially for Ace. Yeah, I'll take that. Alright. Still no shop. Tasting definitely got a pretty big buff. Bad fight. Oh no. Not again. I think this video is just gonna end if this kills the run again with its waiting. These mobility powers don't really help much here. Having Oxjack legs does help, because it will allow you to dash through the lasers. Take a little bit less damage. This level's still Garbo, though. It's a shame because it's got such nice music. Drop health, please. Never any health. Oh no, not again. I wish I could just clip through this. I hate this boss so much. It's just such a massive health sink. It's boring to fight. The other ones die in seconds. This one just takes too long. Oh, good. I don't know why that happened, but I'll take it. Okay, the run's still alive. I'm gonna take the speed up. Hope that I get something of use. No health drops. There's never any health drops this damn level. Junk. Yeah, such terrible luck these past two runs. This is around the time where you get demoralized with this game. And you keep getting crap seeds. Alright, I'll take this. It's gonna be tough with the stuff that I've got, but I'll take it. It's these damn things at the bottom, you can't hit them. that'll help clear the rest of this level at least. Good. 1 health. See if there's anything over there. Nope. Alright, well, the suffering was, quick this time. Got here pretty quickly. Let's see here. Alright, that's a take. All of these are takes, pretty much. Alright. Still got some money left. This run's got promise. People feel sorry for this guy because he's always smiling, he's always happy. Why do we need to kill him? Like, are you looking at the level he's on? He deserves cruel punishment, as far as I'm concerned. I think he's a troll. He's like that guy from Gunvolt. I forget what his name is. Teseo. Yeah, Teseo from Gunvolt. He's basically just like a troll. He's just like an internet troll. Ironically, they both have very, you know, techie level design like that. Pretty much the same character. Teseo will literally spam LOL at you when you get hit by a trap in that game. There we go. Nice. It's too bad. Both of those parts are really good. Just have to take one for now, though. Oh man, the run speed. Alright, we're gonna have some fun now. Case in point. That's useless on him, so core points. Okay, more invincibility frames is really good because that means damage boosting. way shorter. Exponentially shorter than before. Nice. Quite the pacing upgrade. I should mention there's no weakness system in this game right now, so that's part of what makes some of the Evase's moves useless. You know, if they at least did extra damage, or it was like kind of like Mega Man X4 and onwards, where weaknesses actually change the fight. You could make certain attacks not work and things like that. That would help. That's part of the issue. It's not necessarily the way his moves are designed, it's that there's no weakness system, so a lot of those moves are really only good for utility. But when they do add the weakness system, a lot of them will have more use by proxy. Just right now, they don't. I feel like some of his powers need to just be replaced completely. They're not really useful. Like, having the weakness system will help, but then it will basically just mean that they're only useful for bossing, which is a shame because, like, the strike chain move in this game is really good. It's actually better than the game it's inspired by, because in X2, the problem was you didn't have any invincibility frames when you grappled to something, so generally you would just get hit anyway. It was really only good for extending jumps, you know, if you're doing a really long dash jump with a lot of momentum, and you did strike chain after, then you could cling onto a wall and continue. For actually going through enemies, it was functionally useless. Alright, I'm gonna skip that. Not worth it. Huh. Take the armor. I've got enough movement speed now. I can handle pretty much playing this at max speed, but there comes a time when you should work on other aspects of your character. Especially since the game's not done now. By the time you get to a crazy speed level, it's going to be basically over. Definitely a lot shorter than last night's run too. Alright, cool, shop. Okay, I'll take take this. Actually cannot get that right now. It's kind of overkill at this point. Relatively clean fight. There's the strike chain. Alright, last level. This is gonna be fun, because I have so much movement speed. This is a really good track, too. Oh, get back up there. Shorter. Yeah, this makes the roguelike mode feel exponentially better than it did before. Oh, wow, I've got the full Dracopin set. That's a first. All right, last hurrah. I wish I had endless mode right now. This is a pretty decent build. I didn't get air dash this time, but still got some fun stuff. A lot of movement speed. I even passed on some too. So I wanted to have a more balanced character. This track is really good. One of my favorites. GG! Let's see what the final in-game time was. Oh wow, I was almost 10 minutes shorter than the last run, and there definitely were some times where I had to take things slow, like deep bursts and stuff. Yeah, this makes the game feel a lot better. I'm glad that they caught on to the problem of the game length this early on. The game's only been out for like a day. they already caught on that if they kept the level length the way it was, then runs are probably going to be maybe for my skill level, they would probably be 45 to 50 minutes, I would assume. But for somebody who plays a lot slower, it would start getting into like the hour-long range. And for a game like this that demands a lot more out of you physically and mentally than the average roguelike, where there's no platforming or anything, that starts to get a little bit long. I feel like roguelikes for me, I tend to like the ones that are shorter. The ones that are longer, I tend to not play that much. I tried like Enter the Gungeon, a couple other ones, and those games were just way too long for me. I got too invested, and I am easily frustrated. If you know, if you guys watch my streams, you know that it's part of my mental illness. I can't really play stuff that pisses me off to that point. So I'm glad that they're going to keep the level length in check. I'm sure once we get more passive upgrades and more items are added too, that will definitely speed things up as well. But yeah, when you consider there's going to be 10 levels and there are 6 right now, and it took a long time for that run to get off the ground, you could probably finish this in maybe about 20 minutes now. So obviously a bunch of things that matter. Chunk RNG, Super Meat Boy Forever is very much the same way. Uh, like if you have like a set seed in that game, you can finish that game in under 20 minutes. But if you play with a random seed, the time can greatly vary because in that game it generates a certain amount of chunks, and then it gives you a part time depending on it. So you can get really unlucky in that game and get a bunch of the long, really boring, slow chunks, and that can greatly increase the runtime of each level. In this game, that's not much of an issue. I feel like they have they nipped that in the bud pretty damn fast, considering it's only been like it's been about 2 days now. Actually, the fact that they fixed it this quickly bodes really well. I know some people don't like early access games. I definitely have been burnt quite a bit in early access myself. I can tell you there's nothing to worry about with these guys. They are some of the best early access users, in my opinion, that I've experienced because A, they actually listen to feedback, B, they actually update on a schedule. Now, obviously, they miss it sometimes, but like I said, I think they only missed it on the first game, like maybe less than 10 times or something. Yeah, they have a ridiculous amount of dedication, and they really weren't earned my trust last time, so I trust them to do it the same here. If you want to get into the games in general, I would recommend buying the first one. The first one is available on console, so you can check it out there. If you don't have a gaming PC, you'll at least get used to the controls and how some of the items work. Majority of the items have been carried over, however, a lot of them are not currently present in this game. There's lots of things that are missing in this that the last game had, unfortunately. Things like the boss weakness system. As much as this tries to emulate Mega Man, that is one thing that is missing right now. There is no weakness system, so uh, if a weapon is not really practical outside of doing damage on a boss, it is functionally useless. That's how it always was in Mega Man 2. You had stuff like Strike Chain and uh, the bubble from Mega Man X2 and stuff. Like those were those were basically useless aside from some isolated puzzles and stuff. The only purpose of them was to use them on bosses to kill them faster. You don't have that here just yet. So if you want to experience how those things will work in this game, I would recommend playing the first one. They put it on sale quite often. The art style might be a turnoff, but look at what you've got to look forward to whenever you start playing the next one. Beautiful, very clean pixel art. There are some problems with visibility with certain bullets and stuff, but that's something that they're going to be working on in time too. That's going to take a lot longer than just tweaking level lengths and stuff. They'll actually have to contact the artist and recolor things and stuff, but they listen to feedback. They take it very seriously. They read every email. They read every post. The fact that they were able to come to a consensus and make a change like a little under 2 days after the game launched should be a testament to the quality and how you're treated by believing in these guys and giving them money for early access. I definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching.